Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, guess who is bullish on Bitcoin? That's right. Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, just did a big interview talking about DeFi, crypto overall, and of course, Bitcoin. And according to him, Satoshi Nakamoto is the real deal. And Bitcoin is definitely here to stay. So let's look at this huge endorsement from Gary Gensler about Bitcoin and also look at what else is going on in the world of crypto. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides on CryptosRUs.com. All right, guys, welcome. Welcome to tonight's late night session. Although it's not very late, but all right. So starting with Bitcoin, little bounce earlier today. It got a little bit lower, about 37.6. Now it's at 38.3, and looks like, you know what? At least on the 4-hour chart, it looks like it wants to bounce back up. You know, this morning I said Bitcoin needs to take a breather after having 10 straight days of up. So decided to take a little breather, and that's perfectly normal. And when it's ready, when it finds that floor, it's ready to move up, and it looks like it's ready right now. But while Bitcoin is taking a breather, I did mention this morning that a lot of altcoins are doing pretty fantastic. In fact, today it's a pretty good rally day. For example, Ethereum was up this morning. Now it's down a little bit, but you look at Cardano making a big move out of nowhere, right? Up 5% today. That's not too bad. You still have Solana is in the green, Theta is in the green, VeChain is in the green. A lot of things started moving up, and Luna is still up a staggering 19% today. And I do have an article about Luna, but overall, today's a good recovery day for some altcoins, a good mixed day. But right now is definitely time to focus on the future, because there's just so much good things coming, including what Gary Gensler just said. So Gary just did an interview. I have 2 articles about it. Who did he do an interview with? With Aspen Security Forum. Okay, so he was asked about a whole bunch of stuff. And at first glance, it looks like it's very negative. Look at this. Crypto Wild West needs stronger investor protections. And he talks about how there is a lot of fraud, scams, and abuse. And that's definitely true. It is kind of like the Wild West right now. There's a lot of exchanges that is doing pretty much whatever they want. There's a lot of lending companies. There's a lot of DeFi projects. There's a whole lot of whatever goes. Okay, and right now it's just unregulated, and some like this, but of course there are some that's taking advantage of others, and that's what the SEC wants to put a stop to it. So they will be looking at crypto overall. Right now, according to him, we just don't have enough investor protection in crypto. Frankly, at this time, it's more like the Wild West. We have taken and will continue to take our authorities as far as they can go. And this is also the reason why Uniswap recently decided to delist all these synthetic security tokens, or at least they look like security tokens. So that's why Uniswap already took the step, but others are probably going to follow too, at least if you're in the US, right? But it wasn't all scary. It wasn't all about regulation. Well, he also, here's a clip here. He talks about Nakamoto and how his innovation with Bitcoin is real. He's a big believer of Bitcoin. Before he became the SEC chairman, he was teaching blockchain at MIT, and he studied them all. So let me play the short clip for you guys, because I do think that this is a very good clip. It's very short. It's like 30 seconds long. Let me play this. All right, let me get this ready here. All right, let's do this.
And before starting at the SEC, I was honored, as Anya said, teaching about the intersection of finance and technology at MIT. This included courses in these various topics. And in that work, I came to believe that though there was a lot of hype masquerading as reality in the crypto field. Nakamoto's innovation is real. And some in the public sector would say, well, no, almost like wishing it away. I really do think there's something real about the distributed ledger technology, moving value on the internet. And before starting,
some interesting things there. Seems like he pronounces T Tay. He was like MIT. Like, okay. And then also he talks about how some in the public sector just wants Bitcoin and DeFi to go away. I wonder who he's referring to. It sounds like the banks of the world, right? But overall, Nakamoto's innovation with blockchain, with its hashing algorithm, with just overall everything, just a non-sovereign, crypto that is meant to disrupt the current financial system and present something better, something that the people control rather than the banks. That's very powerful. And even Gary Gensler agrees with that. So it seems like he's a very big Bitcoin bull, which means that all these applicants for Bitcoin ETF, there's like 13 or 15 of them. All these applicants, guess what? There's a pretty good chance at least one of them will get approved. There's a lot of companies that want to come out with Bitcoin ETF. Van Eyck, Grayscale, Galaxy Digital, Winklebosses. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many, right? And we already have Bitcoin ETF up north in Canada and below in Brazil. So does this mean we're going to get a Bitcoin ETF in the near future? Quite possibly. Now, as for a DeFi ETF or something else along those lines, that might be difficult because it seems like Gary wants to put in some regulations first to make sure that things are okay. There's more consumer protection. But as for Bitcoin, it seems like we got the green light that he is on board, right? So very, very interesting. I've noticed that Michael Saylor has been very pro Gary too. If you look at a lot of his tweets, it's all about Gary today. Like, go follow Gary. If you want to learn about Bitcoin, you want to support Bitcoin, go follow Gary. He's just like, there's a man crush going on right now. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. If we do get a Bitcoin ETF this year, I do believe it's going to be fantastic, especially if it comes out when Bitcoin is starting to rise up again, when FOMO is kicking in. If you get that Bitcoin ETF, wow, that's going to make it so much easier for billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to flow in to a Bitcoin ETF. And guess what? The fund company has to buy Bitcoin with it. And then, man, it's just going to cause an avalanche of money coming in and prices going higher. And it's going to be, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be FOMO land all over again. So overall, I think this is very positive. All right. So what else is there? Well, if you're a fan of Quiznos, where I live, Quiznos pretty much all died. But hey, now Quiznos is piloting Bakkt's app. Remember Bakkt? It seems like they have just died off. Like no one pays attention. Remember ICE, the parent company of New York Stock Exchange, and they came out Bakkt. And Kelly Loeffler was the CEO, and she became a senator, and now she's not. I mean, it's just a whole debacle. And supposedly Starbucks signed up, Microsoft, and others are supposed to be partners. You don't hear about it at all anymore, but somehow they are going to be testing out Bakkt app. So if you are a fan of this sandwich shop, which creates some very delicious toasted subs, well, you can now use Bitcoin to pay for it. Although I don't know how many people will be doing that. Well, you can, though. You can. So also a step in the right direction. I really love to see Bakkt, expand. A lot of you guys are AMP fans. A lot of you guys are Flexa fans, right? Of course, we have the other payment app, Strike, that's working in El Salvador, right? But Bakkt is another one. And if they could get big, if they could, again, bring Starbucks back in the fold and several other prominent retailers, that'd be pretty big. Right? So we have that going. Now, what about the land of Ethereum? Okay, we have EIP 1559, that's pushed back until Thursday, not tomorrow, Thursday, but some pretty good statistics, including this one. DeFi tracks about 3 million Ethereum addresses according to consensus, and that number keeps rising. Keeps rising and rising and rising, and if you look at the overall unique address chart, I mean, look at this. This has never stopped. Since its inception, it just keeps going up and up and up. Despite price volatility, despite up and downs, high lows, bull market, bear markets, guess what? The number of addresses continue to go up, and it keeps increasing. And most of this is due to DeFi and NFTs. Okay, there's just a tremendous amount of people coming into this space, whether or not they're investors or builders or partners. There's just a whole lot of things going on in the ecosystem for Ethereum. Okay, which is why I'm very bullish on Ethereum now. I do think it's going to go very far, but there's a lot of metrics and statistics that show you just how popular it is. Even if you look at all the games and DeFi stuff and everything, it's all riding within Ethereum, right? And the addresses also prove that too. So very, very positive. Now, some of you guys that are Terra fans, you may be wondering why Luna is up today. Well, there's no particular reason. But what's interesting thing is you look at the ecosystem for Terra, and it is massive. You have a bunch of DeFi projects. They have their own, but you have a lot more that has come in. You have NFT projects. You have a lot of payment apps. You have different kind of stable coins. You have a lot of exchanges. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff within the ecosystem. It's growing, and it's really quite unique in that aspect. So it's really Terra's really a stable coin maker. But they have created this whole ecosystem around their stablecoins, and I'm on board other stablecoins. And one thing that I missed before that's very, very important in terms of driving Luna up is Luna's Terra stablecoin, their USD coin. In order to mint it, you need to basically stake Luna, and that staked Luna gets burned. So basically, every equivalent dollar has some kind of Luna that's being burned. And Terra is fixed supply. It does not inflate. It was created with a set supply. It's already there. And now it is deflationary. Every single Terra USD that gets minted makes some Luna gets burned, right? And over time, guess what? There's going to be less and less Luna out there. So that's a big thing. So as the ecosystem gets bigger, as more people jump into DeFi and payment apps and other things that utilize Terra USD, right? That's going to cause a huge, tremendous burning mechanism that's just going to make it very deflationary. So that kind of explains what's happening today. But overall, I think Luna has just been sold off a lot. Like within the last few months, they have sold off quite a bit from its highs, and now it's just trying to recover. So there you go. What else is there? What about Dogecoin? For those of you guys that are holding on Dogecoin, you may be wondering, will it ever come back? Well, according to these experts, Dogecoin should hit 121 by 2025 and 360 by 2030. And who are these experts? I'm like, I have no idea. So it's according to a panel of experts that was pulled from this website called Finder. I have no idea who Finder is. I have no idea who these experts are, but collectively, they do think, it's 42 experts. 42 experts. Collectively, they think that Doge will get up to 121. So that's roughly 6x or 7x from where it is now in about 4 years. That's not bad. 400% increase, although it can move that much within a few months. But in 4 years, definitely possible, in my opinion. Can it go up to 360 by 2030? That's like two more halving events. We're having a halving event for Bitcoin in 2024, another one in 2029, and the market will probably follow and explode in the same manner as all previous cycles. So, can it hit 360 by 2030? Sure it can. But the key thing is, is it better to hold Doge versus, say, Bitcoin versus, say, Ethereum versus Luna or versus VeChain or versus anything else? That's the key. Can it move faster? Well, only time will tell, because Doge is one of those meme coins that tends to pump really, really, really fast when there's a lot of FOMO, and then it just pretty much stalls out when there isn't. So we'll see. As long as Elon and Mark Cuban and everyone else still shilling it and still trying to make it into something that it's not, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it can. Much faster. Who knows? Maybe it'll hit 360 by the end of the year. It could happen. It could happen. I mean, it happened to XRP. What else is there? Well, so I'm hoping none of you guys are BSV fans in here. Okay, if you're a BSV fan, first of all, you do not belong in here in this chat. And second of all, there is a massive 51% attack right now because there's just no one, there's not enough hash power right now. Like all these Bitcoin clones, I'm glad that Bitcoin clones is not a thing anymore. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, anything else, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Dark, all these, they all need to die out. And I'm glad no one's paying attention. I mean, honestly, no one talks about any of these anymore. But one of the things you have to watch out for is when there is a whole lot of nothingness, there's not a whole lot of hash power, there's not a whole lot of transactions, very easy to do a 51% attack. And when you do that, you could do double spending, which means that all the transactions that's supposed to be recorded on a blockchain gets wiped out because you have 51% of the hash rate belonging to another party and it's overwriting the chain. And that is exactly what's happening right now. So I don't know how long this has lasted, how encompassing this is, but hopefully you get out. Hopefully you get out. If you're still holding on BSV, if you got some airdrop to you, great. But yeah, just get out while you can. All right, there you go. That's pretty much it. You know, overall, things are still looking pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Yeah, okay. There you go. I'll just leave it at that. Before I get a Q&A, I do have a new sponsor for tonight. They are a relatively new and small project called Eddaswap. And they are an entire ecosystem of NFT and DeFi, two of the hottest categories right now. And what's also interesting is they have a very, very, very low fixed supply of tokens. They decided to go with only 5,000 tokens. That is extremely, extremely low. I have no idea why they chose something that low, but it makes each token very high in price. But also what's important is that it's fixed supply. But they do have their DEX out, and the DEX is already cross-chain. It's built on Polygon, but it's cross-chain with Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain and Polkadot. So if you go to Eddaswap, which is already live and functional, you can see there's a whole bunch of tokens everywhere, right? So that's pretty good. On the bottom, I don't know if this is cut off, but it also shows you the price and the number staked. So right now, yeah, it's a little bit cut off, but according to the bottom here, which is a little cut off, it says 45% of Edda staked, and Uniswap LP staked about 67%. So they do have a swap. They also do have an app for NFTs. And there's a whole bunch of NFTs, ultra rare, Shiba, icons. There's, hey, maybe if you guys Shiba fans, you can look at it. There's a whole bunch of NFTs out there. And guess what? According to their Instagram, one of the Winklevosses or Winklevi actually like this NFT and I think maybe have purchased it. So it is actually drawing some interesting people already to their NFT platform. So they're concentrating on NFT, DeFi, and what else are they doing? Well, according to their roadmap, they're also going to come out with their Launchpad, which is coming out in Q4 2021. And in 2022, they're going to come out with their governance system. So pretty new project, but they do have their DEX and NFT platform already. And if you go by ADA, you look at where they're listed on, they're already on 4 different places too. On Uniswap, which is a big one, BKX, Bitmart, and ByDesk. There you go. And look at it. $955 per token. So that's Eddaswap. if you're interested in this project, check out their website, their light paper, and everything else. URL is in the description of this video. All right, guys. Now, let's do some Q&A. I'm glad there's no echo because I forgot to turn off something in my settings, but good thing I don't have echo, so I just noticed that. Because sometimes when I show a clip, I forgot to turn things off, and then all right. Captain Blay says Georgian Spanish, hooray. Hola amigos. That's about the extent of my Spanish. Some weird Elliott wave prediction. I saw that. I forgot where I saw it. I decided not to show it. But anyways, it does say that if Bitcoin could hold above 35.6, it could go higher, something like that. Yes. Jordan, don't mess with my sources. My sources are legit. 60% of the time, they're right all the time. All right, let's go down. People like my sources. Someone asking about codes, asking about EOS. I still don't know what's going on with EOS. They basically became like silent. No idea what's going on. Have they fixed their collusion problems? Have they fixed their issues with their block producers? Have they re-onboarded Dan Larimer? What about Voice? What about any other project? No idea. No one knows. No one knows about EOS. So I'm honestly really surprised that they're still holding so well. I kind of expected they would drop more. The only good thing I really know about EOS is they hold a tremendous amount of Bitcoin because they had a year-long ICO, and whatever they collected have gone up quite a bit since 2017 or 2018, and their bank is enormous. Their bank is never going to go away unless they like rug pull or something. But I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with them. I love Johnny Walker. According to Ryan. ACH is the AMP killer? Is that a project or you're just talking about ACH in general? Alchemy Pay? Well, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm going to actually do a segment with them in the future. So pay attention to that. I don't know if you're just leading me on because you already know that, but wait for it. With all the NFT craziness, you heard of Spores Network just launched on CardStarter. May be a game changer. I don't know. Spores Network? Well, not a whole lot of information. It just launched, so something's missing. Cross-chain DeFi power NFT marketplace defining decentralized pop culture. So, NFTs for pop culture. Okay. NFT DeFi, multi-chain, crypto fiat. Pretty standard. Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. Decent investors. I've heard of NGC. Not sure about the other one. Maven I have heard of too. Decent. Could be big. Could be something. Joshua. I find that ironic. We hard forked in 2017 on BTC. Now 2021 with ETH. I get the difference of the fork, but ETH to 20,000. What does that have to do with the fork? I don't think that's anything to do with fork. But can ETH hit 20,000? I'll answer that. Yes, it definitely. If people are expecting Bitcoin to go 10x, why couldn't Ethereum go 10x? I think so. I think Ethereum could definitely do 10x, especially if Bitcoin goes up higher. Even if Bitcoin goes up, let's say 5x, 6x, Ethereum could still go 10x. It's possible. Now, the only thing that goes against Ethereum, in my opinion, is time, longevity. That's unproven because Ethereum is not a store of value like Bitcoin. It's going up in value because there's a lot of people using it, which is just as great. That's what you want from a utility token. So ETH is used to pay gas, used for DeFi. There's a lot of reasons you use for ETH. But if you were to ask me, do you think ETH will be around in 10 years? I can't honestly say yes. I don't know. In 10 years, there could be another chain that has taken over or a new chain that's better. And at that point, I don't know if it's going to still be around, right? So that's the thing. Time and longevity is uncertain at this point, but short term, next 1, 2, 3, 4 years, right? It could definitely be the powerhouse and still be the king of protocols, although it has to be careful because others in this space, like Cardano, when it's done, could definitely jump up in a big way. Binance Smart Chain is still around, and you still have Polkadot, you still have others. So they can't just sit idle. That's why Vitalik and team is working so hard. Did I watch James's interview with a 9-year-old crypto millionaire? I did not, and that just sounds really ridiculous. I didn't. Do you think BitBoy's source is trying to get people to dump their coins? No. No, I don't think so. I have no idea who his sources are either. I don't feel like they're very accurate. But I'll just say I have sources too. Me, myself, and I. And my sources are right 60% of the time. C2Fi Fund decided to focus specifically on gaming blockchains this month and introduce a tier system for IDOs. Do you think this is a good focus? I have no idea. I don't know. A tier system for IDOs? I don't know if that's good. They're go rank it themselves, or they're gonna do it by anticipated money coming in. I don't even know. I don't know how to answer that. Thoughts on Cardano NFT ecosystem? Like right now, NFTs or anything on Cardano, I take it with a grain of salt. They could sound like the greatest thing ever, but none of them is working until Goguen and smart contracts is working. So that's why I'm not really paying attention to any Cardano ecosystem. So hopefully Goguen will be done soon. I mean, I know they're advancing quickly with their test nets. So we'll see. We'll see. Wendy-O talking about Everrise. That sounds very familiar. I think it's some kind of game, right? Or is that like another meme thing? I think it's a meme coin. Yeah. I'm not gonna look at that. Kava. I don't know what they're up to recently. They had their 5.0 mainnet, I think, that came out. They added some more features. Their hard protocol got better, but I don't know how many people are actually using it. I mean, they're kind of interesting. You know, they could have became the de facto DeFi ecosystem on Cosmos, but it seemed like they wanted to distance themselves away from that role for some reason. They're cross-chained. They have two main platforms. They have Kava and then they have hard protocol. I think it's okay. Guitar player says Polygon will survive and do very well. Yeah, Polygon's not going to go away. There's a lot of projects on board. People have always asked me, what is Polygon going to do after Ethereum 2.0 comes out? Well, it's going to do what it's doing now. It's a full-fledged chain, smart contract chain that a lot of DeFi projects is running on top of right now. So that's not going to go away. So how any of these chains will survive is basically through usage and just getting new projects to come on board, and Polygon has done a terrific job of that. Yeah, Lakers pickup. I didn't hear about Kendrick Nunn for vet minimum. He was doing so well with the Heat. I don't know what happened. He lost his confidence somehow. I have a whole bunch of his rookie cards that are worth nothing. Lakers are looking fantastic. Fantastic. They picked up Carmelo, which is still a good three-point shooter, a big body, 6'9" like LeBron. They got Howard back. They got Trevor Ariza, which is a 3-and-D guy, also big, 6'7", 6'8" guy, right? And, and then, of course, they got Westbrook. But, man, Lakers is looking fantastic. I think next season, no one in the West can compete. No one in the East can compete, really. Looking at the Kivo wallet. A lot of people talking about Algorand. I just never got into it. Rich says, I pulled a Dennis Rodman 1-of-1 Panini NFT today. Wow. Did you buy it from their blockchain store? How did you pull it? You mean you just bought it? Because a lot of times they do just sell 1-of-1 stuff. Or is there like an NFT pack that Panini sells now? I don't even see Kivo. Yeah, they're beating Brooklyn. Brooklyn has no size. The Lakers go pound the Nets to death. And Harden is a choke master. He can't handle pressure. The only person that can really handle pressure is Durant. And Kyrie is prone to injuries. He's a head case too. Nets is not making it to the finals. And if they are, they're not going to win. They're going to lose to the Lakers. And I hate Durant, so. You bought a 750 pack in a Doge auction. Interesting. I didn't hear they were doing that. I'm waiting for some of their boxes to come out, but they sell out immediately. Like National Treasures. I think it's probably going to go for like $3,000 or $4,000 a box. I would love to pick that up. My friend last year picked up a $2,000 National Treasures box, pulled like a really rare Zion rookie auto, and he sold that for $65,000. That was a crazy pull. So this year, the rookies are not as good, but still. I set aside one BTC for each of my daughters. Big fan. Hey, congratulations. That's pretty much setting aside $1 million each. So you're being a good father. What do you think about social coins? I mean, social coins kind of like a fad, but if you have creators that could do something with it and generate some content and get people to really support it, then they could do well. No, I'm not doing research on Everrise. Appreciate it. Enzyme sounds familiar. I think they were listed on Coinbase recently. Yeah, they were listed on Coinbase. I don't know what they do. I don't even have their website. It doesn't even link. I'm guessing something with to do with finance, some kind of DeFi play. I'll have to look into it more. Don't spoil your kids. Make them earn it. Yeah. Addy, I'm not going to talk about it. Nope. Austin, Chargers, top 3 small cap coins. A lot of them out there. But B Pro is still doing well. There's some NFT plays that's doing well. There's a lot that's small cap that hasn't really come back yet, but I think they will. So I'll cover it. I'll cover it in a future video. But if you look through some of my older videos where I go over small cap gems or low cap gems or whatever, there's a lot of them there. Not a big fan of Nano. I think it's going to have a really, really hard time competing with CBDCs and other currencies. NFT as of now equals Beanie Babies. How do they hold value? They hold value when someone is willing to pay something for them. Trust me, I feel the same way, except like I've been saying that about basketball cards for 10 years while my friend has been collecting them. You know, we collected during high school. I got out. He got back in like during his college days and never stopped. And his card collection has gone up through the roof. Right? And it was just something I've always said too. Like, it's a fad. These cards can't hold value. But when you have a group of collectors that's willing to pay an enormous amount of money for them, they will always hold the value. And there are still some Beanie Babies that hold tremendous value too. The very rare ones still have value. So it's not like they just died off. So NFTs could be the same way. Most could die off. 99.9% could die off, be worthless. But that 1% or 0.1% could still fetch top dollar even in the future. How long will this bull last? It could last a long time. Last a long, long time. Sky, thank you. If you have 2K to put in crypto monthly, will you DCA in BDC or ETH, Link, VET? Yes. Be diversified. Tomorrow, I will go over my portfolio again, right, which is up about $1,000. This is something I created with you guys like, I don't know, 5 weeks ago, right? I'll DCA some more, but you can see very diversified. But all coins have been catching up, which is why BTC dominance have been slowly going down, right? So, DCA, right? You could either do it by schedule or you can buy the dips. It just matter how you want to do it, but you always want to spread out your buys. You never want to go all in at once. All right, guys, that is it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but overall tonight, the main story is Gary from SEC, very bullish on Bitcoin. And overall, this is going to be good for an entire community. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right?